the rover hadn't been solved. You saw in that film we were gathered round with that appalling go-kart thing. It hadn't been solved, and I couldn't see how it was going to be solved. And I felt the thing could easily go off the rails, and, you know, I had a reputation of bringing out films on budget, or under budget, and on schedule. I didn't really want to get involved with something that was going off the rails, and during that time Columbia had backed a thing called Casino Royale, and that got in such an appalling mess. They didn't know what they were doing. They hired studios, every space in every studio existing in those days, they had sets in them. They were filming in every studio with 4 directors rushing around, and I didn't think The Prisoner would get into that state, but I could see the thing running over considerably, and, you know, the cost escalating. And Patrick McGowan, you know, he had certain ideas. I didn't even know how the thing was going to end. We hadn't the scripts that far. I asked him several times, you know, how are you going to finish this series? And he said, well, I'm thinking about it and so on. You could never get it out of him. But it was very difficult because he was acting, he really, it was a one-man show as far as he was concerned. And I think he wanted the free hand, and I just couldn't see any future, really. So, you know, I wished him the best of luck and retired gracefully. And I can tell you it was a load off my mind because it was so worrying. Never been in that position before. I've never been in it since.
Cast alongside McGowan as the mysterious mid-European maid who assists number 6 during his election campaign was Rachel Herbert. Rachel had played a Swiss character in a Danger Man episode a few years earlier, and it was on the strength of this performance that she was asked to play the part of number 58. Rachel recalls how she achieved number 58's unique language.
What I actually did that time was to go and record the wife of a friend who was Yugoslav. I can't say that I really reproduced that, but it gave me a basis for improvising, and I was allowed to improvise as far as I remember. I don't think I stuck to everything that was in the script. Pat had written this zoom, whatever. But in fact it was very nice. It gives you not to have words which people know the meaning of, actually gives you an added power because you're putting all your meaning through something which they don't know, and they've got to what they receive is the impetus of what you're doing. So what you're putting over is what you feel, what you mean. It doesn't matter about the word meaning. That's not there anymore. It's quite fun, in a way, to show what you're trying to show without giving any word meaning. That's not a very good explanation, but it's quite...